products from one place to another, how it is feasible for the developers and the consumers to take into consideration the migration, conversion of existing software to meet changed conditions such as Y2K and Euro conversion, maintenance projects, defect repair, functional expansion, operational support, fixing odd behavior, software modification, web application projects, agile development projects. These are all the some of the different categories of software projects. We are going to make the categorization of software projects depending upon the different kind of factors what we discussed now. Project objective should have to be very successful project. The manager and the project team members should be clearly defined. They must know what will constitute the success. This will make them concentrate on what is essential to project success. Categorization of software project is very important while we are moving towards the setting of objectives of the software project management. The next topic is towards the setting objectives. Every team member, the project manager should have a clear, defined and confined goal to have to set to an objective of their entire project, and they are having a concentration and they having a clear idea how they are going to achieve their goal by doing all the phases that is needed for the success of the project. They should be very clear about their project objectives. The measures of effectiveness. While we are setting the objectives of project, instead of merely concentrate on how we are going to reducing the negative feedbacks, instead we have to concentrate on how we can focus upon the positive feedbacks. So that is what here discussed in this slide. Ideally, there should be a measure of effectiveness which tells us how successful the project has been. To reduce the customer complaints by 50% would be more satisfactory as an objective than to improve the customer relationship. Merely concentrate on improving the customer relations. We have to reduce the customer complaints at least up to the 50%. There, by that itself, we can able to improve our product success or project success. Some sub-objectives and goals are also we need to set according to that our main objective. So the sub-objectives and goals are the different sub-phases of their entire goal. So if we want to achieve the final objective, we should achieve the sub-objectives and the goal. Then only we are capable of reaching the entire target. In order to keep things manageable, objectives might need to be broken down into sub-objectives. The sub-objectives are also known as the goals, steps on the way to achieve an objective. Just as goals scored in a football match or steps towards the objective of winning the match, this committee is likely to contain users, development and management representatives. Then the next topic is towards the management control. In the example above, the project leader might examine the estimated completion date for completing the data transfer for each branch and compare this with the overall target date for completion of this phase of project. In effect, they are comparing the actual performance with aspect of overall project objectives. They may find that one or two branches are not going to complete the transfer of details in time, then we need to consider what to do. So instead of this is the place the decision making people have to take the better decision while they are putting their efforts over the control of the management. If one or more departments is not submitting their reports on time, so instead of moving the people from one department to another to make the work quicker, to make their work to be very efficient. The decision making people should have an idea about what are all the consequences if we move the people from one department to the another department. What are all the consequences will occur? They must know about those kind of things, then only they are capable of taking the better decisions. One possibility would be to move the staff temporarily from one branch to another. If this is done, there is always the danger that while the completion date for one branch is pulled back to before the overall target date, the date for the branch from which the staff are being moved is pushed forward beyond that date. A project manager would need to calculate carefully what the impact would be in moving the staff from particular branches. This is modeling the consequences of potential solution. The project manager is in the position to take decision. While they are doing, they are controlling, they are managing authorities, controlling all their managing fields. They should be very careful in the not only in their decision making, in the consequences of the decision making also. If it is, they are going to check about the feasibility, and they are going to check about what are all the different consequences will happen if we are not taking the better decision. That is also very important.
The next topic is project portfolio management. PPM is a management process with the help of methods aimed at helping the organization to acquire the information and sort out the projects according to some set of criteria. Here the list of benefits to be gained through efficient project portfolio management. The first thing is greater adaptability towards change. Constant review and close monitoring brings about a higher return of project. Management perspectives with regards to project portfolio management is seen as an initiative towards higher return. Identification of dependencies is easier to identify. This will eliminate some insufficiency from occurring. Advantage over other competitors, that is the competitor's advantage, then helps to concentrate on the strategies which will help to achieve the targets rather than focusing on project itself. The responsibilities of IT is focused on part of its business rather than scattering across several. The mix of both IT and business projects are seen as contributors to achieving the organizational objectives. The project portfolio management. Here we are using some techniques to measure the PPM. There are various techniques which are used to measure or support the PPM process from time to time. Three kinds of techniques which are widely used: heuristic model, scoring technique, visual or mapping techniques. The use of such techniques should be done in consideration of the project and organizational objectives, resource skills and infrastructure for the project management. Project portfolio management having 5-question model. The 5-question model of project portfolio management, that is representing the project manager, is required to answer the 5 essential questions before the inception as well as during the project execution. Here is the project portfolio management. The project manager has to answer all those questions to make it as a successful PPM. Are we investing in right things? Are we optimizing our capacity? Are we realizing promised benefits? Can we observe all changes? How well are we executing? These are all the 5 questions. The project manager has to concentrate over this and answer these questions. This will give the great success of the implementation of PPM. The next topic is towards the cost benefit analysis. Actually, what is cost benefit analysis? Cost benefit analysis is a process that is used to estimate the cost and benefits of decisions in order to find out most cost effective alternative. A CBA is a versatile method that is often used for business, project and public policy decisions. An effective CBA evaluates the following costs and benefits. These are all some of the list of costs and benefits that are to be evaluated under CBA techniques. The direct cost, what are all the costs can be realized by having the direct look over that. An indirect cost, intangible cost, opportunity cost, cost of potential risk. So these are all the different dimensions of cost we have to concentrate while we are doing the cost benefit analysis, and some of the benefits are direct and some are indirect. We are having the total benefits over the implementation of the analysis and implementation of all the resources, the net benefits. So by means of this cost benefit analysis, an authority has to evaluate among the how they are taking the decisions and what is the consequences of the decisions in terms of cost and benefits. There are two main purposes in using cost benefit analysis: to determine if the project business case is sound, justifiable and feasible by figuring out if its benefits overweigh cost; to offer a baseline for comparing projects by determining which project's benefits are greater than its cost. For this purpose, we are doing the cost benefit analysis. Next topic is towards risk evaluation. For any kind of software project, the risk is the main factor we need to concentrate. Here is the representation of the definition of risk evaluation. Risk evaluation definition. Risk evaluation is defined by the dictionary as determination of risk management priorities through establishment of qualitative or a quantitative relationship between the benefits and associated risk. What are all the benefits we need from the respective project? That respective benefits is having their own risk to achieve that benefits. Risk evaluation, performing a risk. These are all the 5 simple steps we need to follow. The first thing is identify and prioritize the assets. Consider all the different types of data, software applications, servers and other assets that are managed. Determine which of these is the most sensitive or would be the most damaging to the company if compromised. So we need to identify and prioritize the assets. The next step is locate the assets. Find and list the source of those assets. It's, for example, computers, mobile devices, internal servers or anything else. We will want to trace each asset back to its source. Then we need to classify the assets, categorize each asset as either public information, sensitive internal information, non-sensitive internal information